One of my first real acting gigs, I say real very carefully, and because I've been acting for years at this point, and I had done shit like Shakespeare. I had like actually like I'd been in indie films that were really bad and all the shit. But when I moved to LA, my first gig in LA was have you listened to an album called Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd by chance?
Rob,
It's a very
probably.
famous album. It's a very famous album.
Honestly, all the
You're
nowadays
young, I
just
get it.
mainly consume rap, or I just listen to songs.
You know the logo. It's like the rainbow with the triangle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was God in an interpretive dance kind of play of this whole album that Pink Floyd signed off on. And it was start to finish the whole soundtrack where I come out, and again, no dialogue. I come out as God, birth all of humanity, and then the magistrate, aka Satan, comes up, corrupts who's now my best friend, one of my children, and then they all learn what sex is and fuck and gambling and credit card debt, and everything goes bad.
Oh yeah.
And then I have to come save them from all their sins. And then they're like, oh my God, yay, we love you. And I marry them all, so it's okay. And then Satan comes instead and turns one of them into a goat. And then I have to turn them back into human. And it's really emotional. And then I get crucified. And then we kill the magistrate and I get brought back somehow. And then they all go back in their little pods. And it is the trippiest high experience. And it was one of those where I'm like, am I being filmed for some website somewhere right now? Like, what?
Definitely.
There were celebrities who would come watch this because it's an ongoing thing at the time. And it was like a scam fucking theater where they would get high and give a standing ovation. It was mortifying. And this is like truly, anytime I hear any of these songs, I still remember the exact choreography. And oh my God, it's so embarrassing. This dude who ran this theater was such a creep, such a, typical LA, like what you imagine for kind of stuff. And I remember one of the blockings when the magistrate has my child come and like rip out my heart in the middle of what was it, Us and Them or something like that. There was one of these songs where it's just this emotional rip out the heart, and I fell to my knees on the theater, and he goes, "That's not the first time you've done that." And I went, "You told me to do it. That was the direction. That is, you're like collapsed." I'm like, I just had my heart ripped out of me. I'm gonna collapse. And I was like, the shit you put up with when you're young and moved to LA. But no, it's very similar to content creation.
Yeah, no, I would have moved back. I would have fucking decked that motherfucker. Been like,
Look, the theater is not there anymore. I remember years later, one of my best friends, but Telepath's roommate, they just graduated college from BFAs and all this stuff, and we're moving to LA. And I remember we were at a Habit Burger and Grill waiting to pick up our food, and he was like, "Oh, I got an audition." I'm like, "Oh, what's it for?" And he like read the theater name, and I smacked his phone out of his hand. I was like, "You look at me, Cameron. You look at me. You do not go to that. Like, I do not care." Like, it was one of those like, you need to heed my warning right now. Stay out of this. But it reminds me of the early like content days and social media days, and it just all those like scummy affiliate things, and
oh my lord,
every little
they're
thing
still out there as well.
Oh, for sure. And it's like baby's first affiliate deal and things like that. I get it. As working in marketing, I get it. And not everything has a budget, and you got to like find it. But my God, I see so many things that I just look at. I'm like, oh no, baby, no, no.
Well, it's like it's hard for me to say this like because of the fact that I've done the exact same thing.
Oh, same.
I've had the G2A fucking codes.
Oh yeah.
I also, this is funny, I had G2A and Kingwin.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Jesus.
Right next to each other. And funny enough, I like as we talked before, like when I went to IM Oakland.
Yeah.
Penguin was one of the main sponsors.
Oh
and they had a booth right there. And funny enough, when I, met the owner of G2 and everything, they're sponsored by Penguin at the time. And I just went, "Oh yeah, like, I'm part of like, the Penguin affiliate code program." And he's like, "Oh, cool. Like, can I see it? Like, maybe like, give you some tips, like maybe where to put it in your Twitch dashboard and just how to talk about it. I was like, yeah. And I scroll down. I have it on my fucking phone, and he looks at it. He's like, "Why are we next to G2A?" I went, "Because I'm partnered with them," and he corrected me real quick.
I'm sure he did.
It's not a partnership, and you need to remove that because they will actually go after you. We don't care because we like taking customers from them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I found out, like, just talking with him and my dad getting his like LinkedIn and everything. He's friends with like half of the people at G2A. And,
Amazing.
Like, he's a higher up guy at Kingwin. I was like, business is business. And I went, okay. After that, I stopped like affiliate marketing, all that bullshit. I was like, and now like I look at like, have you heard of Dubby?
Oh yeah. I was like, I hear it in my brain, and I had to like see the logo in my head.
Dubby Energy.
Yeah.
They tried getting me so many fucking times.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like,
yeah.
I have one YouTube short pop off. Hey, bzk, it's been a while since we talked to you.
One of my favorite emails I get that are like the most like scummy, like copy paste kind of thing.
Yeah.
My last name is Woods, right? And so I have my website, the carlywoods.com. That's like all of my, acting and writing bullshit. The same email, we're following up. And I'm like, you clearly have not read a single thing about any of this. Yeah. And it says, "Hello there, Carly. Dropped you a line a couple of weeks ago. Reporters are still curious. Time for a quick chat? I hope this email finds you well. I'm a media researcher with Pay on Results PR firm, and I recently come across your appearance in Shout Out LA. Congrats on the feature. I was wondering if that exposure led to any exciting opportunities for you and your business. I have a media request that I think would be a great fit for Carly Woods. We're looking for unique businesses like yours to feature in an upcoming article. Your website showcases some amazing work, especially your sustainable approach to woodworking. Would you be interested in learning more about this media opportunity?" And it keeps going.
Sure that's just not the same guy who said it's not the first time that
right?
done that?
Right?
Like, that's a bit weird. Like,
it's so specific. I'm like, my sustainable approach to woodworking. Like, if I look at my website right now, I'm like, the only time wood is on there is my last fucking name. So like, what? Oh, good, it's down right now too. Perfect. I love it.
That's probably why they're like, oh, she's making a wooden website.
She is. She's literally, she's sustainable. She didn't want to take up like space on the servers right now. It's totally fine. That just
takes down the website.
I was just like, done. Stop sending me your woodworking request. Yeah. It's fine. It's absolutely insane though. I'm like, what are we doing here? What is the plan here?
Because I look at it and it's rampant, like that sort of shit in Borderlands community. Like, I've gotten multiple emails saying, "Hey, bzk, we watched your content and think that you would be really good if we send you this free microphone."
Yeah.
And I went, "What kind of mic is it?" "Oh, it's a USB mic. It'll upgrade your streaming quality to the max." I go, I dropped nearly $700 on my fucking audio setup and I still sound like shit. So you won't be able to help me at all.
You're like, no, I don't think so. I don't.
And then I hit up a few people and I was like, "Hey, do you get the same email?" They're like, "Yeah, this guy's a known scammer." And then there was also that one time where I got invited to be in like that Love Island streamer house sort of thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, it got to the point it was so big that Moist Critical talked about it and was like, "Yeah, don't fucking do it. It's a scam. Ain't that fucking hard to see it."
It's the Fire Festival of streaming.
Yeah, somebody also asked me to be in a magazine. I was like, "Why?" They responded with, "We watched your videos and you seem like a really nice person to have on a magazine." I was like, "Okay, this has to be like a porn magazine or some shit," because I called myself the sex symbol.
Amazing.
But I don't think sorry, scheduling clashes and everything like that.
Yeah. You know what? That's totally valid, I think.
Yeah.
I will say one of the most harrowing experiences of my life, though, was I was at a work event for my grown up day job kind of stuff. Yeah. And it was South by Southwest actually a couple years ago. And I was
Okay.
sitting at this dinner that was a media dinner for something I was not there for me on at all. Like I was there support of this marketing thing I do. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And I was so exhausted, so dissociated because I just like the hellish flights to get there, everything had gone wrong. I was running on fumes and martinis and that was it. And so I'm sitting
Yeah.
here kind of going in that low power mode state where you just like have to be able to like boot up when someone's talking to you, but otherwise you're just like, you know, they're like dead facing. And I was dead facing and I was at this table surrounded by these crypto bros and AI guys and shit that I didn't give a fuck about. And one of them looks at me. I hadn't really introduced myself. I hadn't anything because I wasn't there for that, right? I was
Yeah.
there because I had to be there. And this man looks at me from across the table, like diagonal from me, and goes, "What does your website mean when it says you probably know me as that handsome Jack?" And I'm like, "What?" Did I like? I was like, I had a mysterious like, "Yeah, this handsome Jack. Why do people know you as handsome Jack?" I'm like, "Oh, it's from a game." He goes, "Yeah, Borderlands." And I went,
You're my new favorite fucking
I
person.
cosplay
goddamn.
handsome. I'm just known for handsome Jack. Like I was just like I was so not prepared in this setting to be like, why do you know who I am? Why have you looked at my website? Why have you looked at my personal acting website that says literally you either know me as the handsome Jack or you have no idea what I'm talking about? Because the reason people find it is that on stream they'll be like, oh, let me go look for your shit because they're trying to find my embarrassing shit. And all my shit's already out there. I have to dox myself all the time because I was an actor, am an actor, where all of my shit's out there.
Like my physical shit is already out there.
Oh, that's scary.
I shit myself.
That is true. That is true. We haven't talked about it. You did.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to clear the air on the fact that you did shit yourself on stream?
Okay.
As we approach Borderlands 4, do you want to set the record straight on your legacy here?
Let me set the scene. I Michael bzk25, last name redacted, was I forgot what anniversary subathon weird stream I was doing, but you know, I was as now the cool kids would say, shilling and trying to make money off of me loving Borderlands, because apparently that's what shill means nowadays. And I just decided to trust probably like a heavenly fart. And you know, I just did.
This is quality podcast content.
Oh yeah, this definitely is.
Highbrow shit, right here, literally.
Pretty much did the old adage of Beyblade, let it rip, and yeah, it ripped, and I went, oh, I just shit my pants, like. And yeah, I completed the mission, everything like that. Got the badonkadonks back to Tina. And then after she was, you know,
Tina would be proud.
Exactly. Yeah, she would be. Yeah,
she would be appreciative.
So, yeah, and she was just in her workshop, you know, fixing the badonkadonks, putting nukes on them or whatever, you know, a random 13-year-old does on Pandora. I got off camera. I just pulled down my pants and was like, yeah, no, I definitely, yep, no, it's bad. Yeah, okay. Give me about 2 minutes and I'll be back, chat. Yeah,
2 minutes is impressive recovery from that.
I'm in my basement, so the laundry is right there.
You're right
and
there.
I already did some laundry, so
cool.
It just worked out.
The timing, you know, that's probably the best case scenario for that scenario, is what I'm hearing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that was before I became the sex symbol of the Borderlands community.
Is that not K6? Is K6 not the sex symbol of the Borderlands community?
Funny enough, K6 is the one that gave it to me.
Oh, well, there you go. So you can have that throne then. That's fine.
It got to the point where we've talked about this before, and I've always been open about this on stream. If you raid me, 85% chance I go back and see what shit you say to me. Like I'm egotistical in that way. Well, I then have decided to go back and look at what K6 said, because everybody said that he called me a sex symbol, or that I'm sexy, how you doing today, or some shit. And so I looked back at it on stream. I was like, why did you pause in between? He went, and I quote, BZK, this guy's a sex symbol? And he paused. For some unknown reason, he just fucking paused. And I
had to commit.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run with this. So sure enough, I make a YouTube video. I call myself the sex symbol, and try and go after my local thirst traps and everything like that, and it just took off. I'm a lot more confident on the mic as the sex symbol because I'm speaking out of my ass with that. It is one of the best things I have ever created in my entire content creation career.
Did you get pushback for calling yourself the sex symbol? Were people mean about it?
Well, the sex symbol character compared to me is everything that I kind of like don't want to be. The character is a egotistical, self-centered prick. Now, mind
talk my language.
This is one that where what attribute is me. I don't fucking care what anybody thinks. I
no,
don't.
for sure.
And
for sure.
The sex symbol character is amplified.
Oh, so, absolutely.
With my most popular video being how to get max level Borderlands 3 super fast, max level in under 1 hour, the easiest Borderlands game that is 4 minutes long and has roughly around 32,000 views, my largest viewed video ever, has a staggering 27.6% like ratio. They got pissed off at me. They said one comment was, "Not funny, ever heard of Fool Yourself?" And I went, okay, cool. Ever heard of This Video is Complete Satire?
Yeah.
Then there's another one where I still got time to delete the video. I put, well, it's only 4 minutes. You really didn't waste any of your life, but maybe. And then there was one where put down the Adderall, leer that comedy takes timing. I really responded with, Adderall might make my videos better.
No, literally, I'm like, people who always like make an Adderall comment, I'm like, no, the reason I'm such a disaster right now is because I haven't been able to get my Adderall prescription in a while. Like, Adderall makes me infinitely funnier and more on top of my shit and get things done better every time.
Like, there's a few looking at some of the comments, somebody 1 month ago, what a bad video. No shit. I teach you how to make a peanut butter sandwich, and I say that the smart gun that drops from Gigamind in Borderlands 3 is the gun that gives you head. Because it turns out to be a fucking brain when you throw it, because it's
oh my god.
Then none of your concern, don't know why you're commenting on a video if it's none of my concern.
Yeah.
Calling me ... you're an idiot. No shit. I know I am. Rick, I really pissed off. Dude, you're trash for that. You shouldn't have posted this clickbait bullshit.
Oh
I didn't
my
respond
god.
to it. I'm not even going anti-Legion 10001 or 1001. You're a worthless tool. A worthless tool that understands this video is completely satire. And then right below that, Miller the Original with, I'm pretty sure, Jake Paul as his fucking profile pic in a boxing ring. One of the worst videos I've ever seen. 6 likes. You want to know what my response was?
What?
Thank you. A lot of people would agree.
Jesus.
I don't know, like...
No, you're self-aware. Yeah,
I've had pushback for the character. I just don't, like... If you watch, say, my 2 most latest videos is, again, DLC ranking videos for Headhunter packs for Borderlands 2, then all DLCs for all main story DLCs ranked from worst to best in Borderlands 2. I am mixing myself and then the sex symbol character together, and I'm just ranting about it. I mean, shit, in the latest video, I just decided to be like, yeah, I hate Hammerlock's DLC. Yeah. With a burning passion. I tried to get gameplay. I just never did. So hit up.
You're like, but I didn't want to fucking play it.
I had my good buddy McQuiggle. I was like, hey,
God bless McQuiggle.
You got any fucking gameplay? He's like, yeah, got you. It's 25x. I did on stream, but yeah, I got you. I just ripped what's it called? He sent me his VOD channel.
Yeah.
He's like, here's all the DLCs. Go for it, my guy. I went, okay. I just started like I would just like,
you just stole his footage.
Through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't steal. I have it.
You've in writing permission.
Screenshot it in Discord DMs that he allowed me to use his gameplay.
You appropriated his footage.
Yes, but he said that I was the one that could do it. So technically speaking, if he ever comes at me, he can't. It's legally binding, and
That is
yeah,
true. That is true.
it's
McQuaggle, you
not.
fucked
It's
yourself with this one.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I just didn't want to play the fucking DLC, so I didn't. I've
Me right now with zero, I'm like, my life would be so much easier if I just went to go get a Pimpernel, and I just do not want to play through Captain Scarlet. So I'm just like, it's
oh,
fine.
I'm able to play through. I'm able to play through Scarlet's.
I have
Torbs, and
feelings
Tina's.
about the two DLCs a lot of the time, and I just try not to, and that's fine. The three DLCs I genuinely love. I think the three DLCs fucking slap, and they're fantastic, and they add so much to the game. The two DLCs make me want to break a tooth, and not all the time, not always, and it's just more me and the datedness of it, and like what you get out of it, and like the way games are just structured now, like what's it adding is different. And I just really resent the need for the meta of this game to be these blue unique weapons that you can get from DLCs or mission items, and that's infuriating to me. It's fucking infuriating to me. So it's partly out of principle at this point. I also get lost on Captain Scarlet all the time. For no reason. I just go on autopilot, and my map brain turns off entirely. Like if I ever do the X marks the spot mission, I forget that I need to be looking for an X on the ground. So just walk around forever trying to jump on stuff, and Chad is like, look down.
Yeah, it happened to me today.
Yeah.
It was the X marks the spot mission in Warm Water, where Captain Scarlet's ship is, and it's this big open area with a bunch of sandworms. I'm doing 25x loot randomizer, so I'm just like, it's an easy mission. I'm just randomly killing shit, and then I go, oh yeah, it's a stupid X. I don't need to kill any of these.
No, same.
And
I forget every time. I'm like, how many people do I have to kill? What do I need to do? Where do I need to go? What's going to trigger something? I'm like, it is literally a mark on the fucking ground. Yeah. And that's me. That's skill issue. Like my zero character right now, I literally have named skill issue because I know it's me.
You're also using a fibber, which
I am.
It kind of angers me.
I love my fibber.
Doing the one life loot randomizer that I'm doing against Mick and everything, him and I, you know, we're doing different seeds, so of course he gets good shit up until now. He can go fuck himself for that. That's kind of fucking funny to me.
That's fair.
Mine, it's like, hey, by the way, we'll give you a lady fist at level 11. You want another one because you have dupes on? Yeah, here's the fake lady fist. Here's a fibber. Is it a fibber that ricochets? No.
Fibbers that ricochet are dumb. Fibbers that ricochet are useless and should go in the garbage. Fibbers that ricochet, queen, that girl, prom queen. We should throw a parade in her honor and, you know, celebrate her. Like that's what we need to do.
Lady Fist is just better.
Lady Fist is better, but they're different.
Yeah, exactly. Up until, you know, the sex in the Borderlands community says that it sucks. And I can't wait to piss more people off. Because I have me saying that the Sandhawk are the most prized SMGs of the Borderlands community.
I hate the Sandhawk. I
like it.
Hate
but
the Sandhawk. Do you know what the first title of the first episode of this podcast is?
What?
The Sandhawk is overrated and other correct takes.
Have you watched my Sandhawk video?
No, I have not, because I don't watch Sandhawk content because I fucking hate the Sandhawk.
Oh, it's literally called The Sandhawk is the worst SMG in Borderlands history.
Is it just rage bait that I will agree with? Because then it'll just enrage me more if it's rage bait that I'll agree with, and I know it's rage bait.
I like it, but there is a lot of things that is truthful about it.
The truthful about it, the fact that you have to read-only farm a mission reward item to get of something that has such a little chance for it to be a flying elemental that you need with the correct parts. It is absurd. We should not rely a meta on a thing that you can't do easily on console and that has to be read-only that way. It's supposed to be a mission item. How many times do you have to fucking play it? You would literally be only playing that DLC for the rest of your life to just naturally get it when you're just restarting and going through to get the thing you need for it. Like, it is bullshit that is what people are praising as a meta, and there are better gear for it. I stand by. The bitch is better. The bitch is a better SMG.
Yeah.
And if you're going for pellets, then literally the fibber's right there, the conference call is right there, and I get there's like nuance there, but it's not fucking worth it.
See, the thing is,
I said this is a Maya Bane.
Yeah. So with the Sandhawk, it's good, but you need other things. for it to be good. 1, B shield. 2, slag in UVHM, right?
Yeah.
In TVHM and normal mode,
Whatever.
shit, the
Slag's irrelevant. Yeah.
Any legendary unique is pretty much good in that sort of sense. But in UVHM, you have 10 items that you just constantly use.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a huge, I guess, component of I don't really care about like parts at all. If my gun do big damage, my gun do big damage.
How dare you? No, I don't give a fuck.
It's fucking. I get yelled at all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Again, like with the sex symbol stuff, like that is one thing that people are going to get after me about once I like it. Yes, a lot of the guns, especially like. I mean, I'm gonna say that the Big Suck from Borderlands 3 is the best assault rifle known to man. Because first off, that's why I call Epic Energy's mother. Second off, love you, Epic. Second off, it's a funny name, and I feel like people are gonna be like, huh? Why is it actually good? No, it's not. It's complete and utter shit. But you don't know that I got it on Mayhem 10 and I changed the scaling down to Mayhem 1. Yeah, that's why the Flood is so good.
The Flood is great. I do love the Flood.
In my "this is the best gun inside Borderlands history" video, I just used the Flood on Mayhem 1 as a OP10 or as a Mayhem 10.
That's talent, using Mayhem 1 and OP10. Honestly, skill.
Yeah,
real skill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Transcend.
I hate OP levels.
They suck. Yeah, they suck. I do like the Mayhem levels. I want some mechanic like that to stay in 4. I think I like that it introduces like new elements to the game, a new way to play the game. I don't necessarily love all the modes of it, but I do love that type of mechanic.
So when doing like 1 lives and everything like that in Borderlands 3, what I would do is just cap it at Mayhem 1. If I went to Mayhem 4, say if I'm playing Amara to get a spiritual driver comm,
yeah,
I'm using only Mayhem 1 weapons. I cannot bring anything in to a Mayhem 1 game as Mayhem 4 besides that spiritual driver comm or Mayhem 6, whatever it dropped on, because I've forgotten by now. And it's like I would always use the loot explosion.
Yeah.
But there would be no time where I would be at, Mayhem 2, 3, 4, 5 going on.
Yeah.
I don't like the other, deathless mode where you have 1 HP, like cryo, all of that. Like, it's cool to mess around with, but then at the end of the day, it's like you beat normal mode and you don't even touch TVHM.
Crazy people. I don't understand you people. I don't.
It's, well, as a 1 life person, I need to do TVHM. So I probably have done more TVHM playthroughs than the average Borderlands content creator, because they just go to normal mode and then do Mayhem levels, which is perfectly fine. I don't care about it necessarily, but I'm just like, if you put a mode that everybody knows about because you've had it in all your other games, it should be a mode that people should care about in this game.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that should be it. But also, I'm not a game dev, and honestly, I really don't think it's that big of a deal because of Mayhem levels and Mayhem scaling, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't play on 2 through 9, or 2 through 10. I just do 1 or 11.
I mean,
about all these,
unless you go, I mean, I don't think a lot of people go do that that personally I know, unless they're going for specific gear and like Mayhem 6 kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Then it's like, well, also, then you would just go Mayhem 11 because that Mayhem 6 gear can drop at Mayhem 11. So it's like, I can see it. Maybe you don't have good enough gear to go up to Mayhem 11.
Yeah.
But it's also Borderlands 3. The easiest Borderlands game, at least from me. It's like you get a Hell
It,
Walker.
is it the easiest or is it the most modern?
It's both. Well, yeah, especially how it came out. It's definitely both. But I think my biggest thing about it is taking how scaling was in Borderlands 2 and everything, and subsequent games like 1 and 1 in TPS, and then 3, it's like when 3 launched, you could get the Hellwalker as a level 2 drop, and I'm pretty sure you still fucking could. But the thing is, to me, I'm just like, like it's just easier. All these legendaries, some of them do suck, yes, but they're still killing everything at the end of the day. At least with Borderlands 2, it's like if you get an invader, okay. Oh, I did half of the health bar. And then it's like,
Borderlands 2 should not be, in my opinion, the poster child for balancing though.
Oh, it definitely shouldn't be.
And so when I look at here's the thing, people are fucking sleeping on TPS that I'm like TPS fixed all of these fucking issues. And I get we didn't get a full cycle of it. I get all the stuff. RIP David. Like I love my TPS realm that I can live in an island that this was going to be like an era, right? I think TPS has some of the strongest skill trees, the most interesting vault hunters, the most interesting story mechanics. They added some benefit of doing TVHM for the people who are so bitchy about doing TVHM in the first place. OP levels aren't a thing. Claptastic is fantastic. And it's just like they fixed the UVHM issue, right?
Yes, they did.
And that's it. Part of that, getting rid of slag, I think, is an element. And I enjoy slag as a lore mechanic. I think it's really interesting. And it's a type of damage reduction in a game that I do think is a lot of fun. It's like even like Overwatch, like I love the Ononades and stuff like that. Like it is very specific. And so it scratches my brain in a very real way. However, when I hear people talk about how easy 3 is, I like my brain wants just like we have made so many mods for the past 12 years of BL2 to make Borderlands 2 like to fix it and do these community patches and do whatever we want, which are fantastic mods. But like, why does 3 not get that benefit? You can make 3 as hard or as easy as you want, just like you can with 2. Like, it's just mechanically better. It's a better built game. And so that being inherently easier as like a negative, I hear, because I get it. Yes, it is a much quicker game to sit and play through and do that, but it's because they fixed the issues that 2 shouldn't have had anyway.
Actually, hold on. You said one thing.
Go for it.
You said it's quicker. I gotta talk to Lilith every single damn mission.
Yes, okay, but we have to do that all the time. The thing is, you can't save quit in 3 without the memory leak in the same way. Like I understand there are like the issues with that overall, but like yes, the standing around. I remember yelling at Vocal on the podcast about the dialogue skip thing, and I'm like no, it's fine. Like you need to listen. And then the next day, I think I was on stream doing 3, and I was something in Necrotafeo, and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself if I have to sit here. Like okay, fine, yeah, I'm team dialogue skip, because once you're trying to do something, waiting around for the mission point to update is exhausting.
Well, it's also like it's okay. So one thing that I always argue with dialogue skip is I've heard, oh, you should have it straight from the beginning. No. Get like it. If TVHM in Borderlands 4, if they have a TVHM, because I mean how BL3 did, where it's like kind of optional. To me, I look at it as maybe beat normal mode and then you can get dialogue skip, or beat TVHM mode or TVHM and get dialogue skip. That's 1 to 2 playthroughs.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to be as long as, say, like Borderlands 2, to me, it's definitely a drag through some parts. Borderlands 3, quick, Eden 6. Quick. Yeah. It's like, I don't know why you put 2 kill all enemy missions back to back in Borderlands 3. I'm not going to get into that because then I just punch damn monitor. But it gets to the point where you're sitting there like, the fastest without dialogue, or is it the fastest with and it's like, okay, if you're going to talk about that, then yeah, sure, dialogue skip is a good thing. Still, do not, for the love of God, add it to where you can just do it right off the bat. don't. That's
No,
stupid.
I I think it, I think it's dumb. I like how Cyberpunk does it, where it does let you like if you've had the conversation, like fast forward a little bit, do that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I think games do it well. However, I I hate that I yell about this all the time because it makes me feel so pretentious and like whatever, but also like I fucking mean it and I don't care and I'll fight people. So
Yeah.
it's like that demon inside of me a little bit of I love dialogue in general. Like I'm hired as a writer for my dialogue. Like that is something I love. And so my soul crushes a little bit when people are always like, fuck the dialogue, whatever, I delete the dialogue files, whatever. I like cry a little bit inside, right? However, I go back to the fact that I'm still hearing shit about like, oh, well, the story sucks or this or whatever else. All the same normal complaints. But these are the same people who went dialogue skip from the start. I'm like, you wouldn't even listen to the story anyway. And then you would complain about the story not making sense or where to go or what to do because you're not listening. If you're not like, there's so much lore in 3 that you get by listening to different echoes or the side missions or things like that, that I get if you just don't hear it because Borderlands, you're playing shit while you're doing it if you're not looking for it. Like I still have line readings hit me in 2 where I'm like, wait, hold on, let me dissect that I've played hundreds of times. But if you have it from the beginning, people they're gonna just skip everything to try to get through the content as fast as possible. And then they're not going to take in the story or appreciate it. And then they're going to have the same complaints about it. And then that's what the internet's going to run off with. And so I'm just selfishly going, no, please don't give it to them at launch because I don't trust the internet. But then also I'm like, I understand accessibility and like the replay value and stuff like that. I understand why that would be a cool mechanic. I don't know how you accomplish that in a looter shooter kind of environment that isn't very like you're talking to someone, cutscene, dialogue options, and more like you like in 2 when you turn into Roland before you go to opportunity and he talks for fucking ever with Angel that you can't do anything unless you save quit. You're running around, you're buying stuff, you're filling up SDUs, you're doing whatever because you don't know to save quit at that point when you're first playing it.
Well, another thing is, say for 3, because I feel like 3, this problem was talked about a lot more because of, I don't want to say how many people were playing 3, but how many people were playing 3. It's like, compare, again, Borderlands 2 launch to Borderlands 3. Borderlands 2, again, is regarded as the best Borderlands game, all that shit. Borderlands 2 by far, I said this today on stream, is by far not a perfect game.
Oh,
do
no.
I like it better than 3? Yes, with the guns. But do I like 3's quality of life changes? Yeah. Do I like 3's gunplay changes? Of course.
It's so fun.
But the only thing I don't like about 3 is, which Borderlands 2 has done this a little bit, I think only on like a few separate occasions. But 3, when, Troy and Tyrene are talking to you in Sanctuary 3, everything like that, that is an in-game cutscene. You can't even achieve skipping it by saving quitting. When you're talking with Reese, when you're talking with Maya, you can't skip it. It's unskippable. And it's like, but I've seen this 8,000 times. I don't care. I know word for word what they're about to say.
I can get that. I think my big thing with that is I love, I mean, obviously I love the fucking Borderlands community. I fucking love Borderlands. Like it is like hugs and kisses fave, like Borderlands is life. These are so niche games and such a niche fandom that it's the people who are playing it 8,000 times in a row aren't the target audience for the default everything. Like people who are going to be playing Borderlands 4 are going to be picking up a game for the first time, and that's going to be their intro into the franchise. Like it's people who are going to buy this game and keep playing this game and yes, bring life into the game, but the content creators and this type of playing Borderlands, we're always going to find a way to do it. I don't feel like it would be an easy, like, oh, just add this one thing in the code, let people skip it kind of thing. I feel like it's probably way more game breaking to just like casually put in than we could like conceptualize. So I don't think it's a priority, and I get why it's not a priority.
Yeah. So, and see that's the thing. Like, I can complain about it all day.
Yeah,
but I'm a big advocate of this. I can say I want them to do this, which I will admit with the whole dialogue skip, I'm part of the very vocal majority. People are like, please, even after one playthrough, I don't want to sit here and, as you say, when Roland's talking to Angel or
and you're
Lilith's
just like
talking to Sanctuary, you're just like, listen here.
Yeah.
I've already heard all this.
Yeah, like we on the
just
same
please.
page, bro. Let me go.
Like what one thing, and I'll get back to the point in a second, but one thing that I always do is I've gotten it down to like the precise when the dialogue, because I run cutscenes all the time, or
Yeah.
I run subtitles all
Yeah.
the time. Yeah. Right when that pops up, I know, oh, I can save quit.
Yeah.
And it's the constant, it's Ava yelling at Lilith and everything like that. It's that where at the time I'm on Xbox, I need to sit through that. Now
Yeah.
I'm on PC, it's like, okay, done. Oh, look, both of them are done arguing for 2 minutes straight. Good job.
We're
Like,
just so the instant gratification. I get it's a game and I get whatever. And like that's the thing. People are entitled to, critique and want they like whatever people want, I get. But it just scheme of things, like that is an emotional arc. And I go back to so many games where, again, I don't think Borderlands 2 was designed with the idea of someone be playing it every day and breaking it the way that we are and doing that. And, like today I was like, am I going to break Bloodwing if I do this in time? And like, whatever. And I'm making fun of her while she's on the ground. And that's not normal behavior, right? I'm just like, you dumbass fucking bird. Oh, you're going to get stuck.
You can't get up now. Oh, I
get up now, can you?
Oh, I'm
literally.
sorry.
I'm like bullying this dead bird on the ground because I have problems. And it's not something that normally I would do. But I think about games.
That's also how I got my headshot badass rank as well.
Hell yeah.
Because there used to be the glitch where it would just be criticals. And I would my friend, God bless his soul, he came over when I'm doing that. I had a rubber band to my Xbox 360 controller. He's like, "What are you doing?" I went, "Oh, I'm out of ammo." Switched. And he's like, "Are you?" It's like I'm grinding achievement.
Mind your business, David.
Yeah.
Like, just very no, 100%. I remember one time Telepath was over when this was before I even streamed, but this is what I talk about with my Bloodwing trauma. And it was just like an underleveled run that I can't help myself. I literally can't help myself. And I was doing it and I was supposed to be working because I was working from home at a different job at the time. And Telepath came over to work because we worked the same job and like at the same place. And they were on my couch on their computer all day and kept looking at me. And I sat there for over 8 hours and I could not beat Bloodwing because she kept glitching and things kept happening. And I was like in tears on the couch raging at this bird, which is why people don't realize the trauma. I had already played almost 1,000 hours in the game at this point, at least. And I was just like, what is that? Like, I was so angry. People like that aren't what they expect to play the game, right? And so I think about some of my favorite games when people like talk about like, hey, this is my top list. I think about, and granted, prefaces, I like, and this is where K6 and I will disagree a lot. I love story in games and I love narrative games. I love things like Last of Us. I love things like The Quarry. I love, BioShock and all these stuff that will require you to sit through a story for a bit because it's such, it's not just like, ooh, mechanic, brain go burr. It is a storytelling medium, right? For me.
Yeah.
I love games like Tetris and Pac-Man that don't fucking matter about story, but it very much like that's why Overwatch got me in the first place is because the little like lore drops throughout it like attach my brain enough to be like, here we go. I don't sit here and when I play Resident Evil again and I pick it up, when I get to a cutscene, it's been so long since I played it, or if I get to an unskippable like the Ava like Maya kind of fighting kind of bits. It will just hit me sometimes because it's been like a year since I played the game. It's been a few months. It's been years. It's been 10 years. And I sit there, I'm like, oh my God, this game is so good, or this, or oh, I forgot they did that. And having that in there, I would just impulse kind of be like, okay, well, let me skip everything if I'm trying to get through it. I appreciate going back to games that I haven't played and like having that experience again. And I say Borderlands 2 specifically is a game that I really want to be able to play for the second time, for the first time again, because it's like you learn it more. And that's why I love TVHM, but like you know it enough to know what's happening, but you're getting better gear, but you're also just like remotely aware of that type of gameplay, that type of world. And you're picking up on everything now that you know the story. And it was just that was like the magical experience for me where I'm like, if I just had like auto skip on after that, I don't think it would have grabbed me the way it did.
So that's what like my point was kind of getting to is people now, and again, as I said, I'm a huge advocate for this, especially on my streams, is people always say, oh, well, I want this, I want that. Okay. Your game that you want hate to tell you this, Billy, Bob, Joe, whatever fuck your goddamn name is, nobody will ever play that game because
Yeah.
that's all what you want.
Yeah. What I want is not
And
going to be the game that's successful. It's not.
exactly. And it's like I look at I look at it like this. I agree with you where it's like if I say Borderlands 3, if I don't play the game for a year, yeah, I'm going to want to, maybe listen a bit more and everything like that. But when I was doing one lives in BL3, everything like that, I'm doing 1 to 2 playthroughs a week.
Yeah.
It's like where I guarantee, like, say if we were streaming this podcast, everybody's going to be like, oh, you were playing at oh wow, your job must be so hard. I don't care about that.
No.
It's the fact of
it's annoying.
I'm trying to get this done without dying.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's like where
you're playing a very specific challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like, say if I'm just doing a casual playthrough, like say getting footage for the max level video, I didn't care. I was listening to Lilith talk. I had my music playing. I was in Discord with a few buddies. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing something on stream to where, take Eden 6 for example. Actually,
everyone can take Eden 6. Just like take it out, take it for a walk, just around the block a few times.
And then actually the Vaughn mission where you need to drive his car.
Fawn in 3 gives me psychic damage. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. It was funny because I'm watching Jolts play this.
Who's Jolts?
Oh yeah. Who's Jolts?
Yeah, I never heard of him.
And I was watching him play it, and his chat is just spamming Resident Sleeper, and Jolts was like, "Yes, I know it's a boring part. I don't know why driving missions are a thing." Or like,
I hate driving missions. Yeah, I fucking hate them.
In a game like Borderlands,
it's the least interesting thing every time.
Exactly. And I've realized this, like as a content creator, you'll start to like, even if you say, I don't care about the views, all that stuff, you start to care about it, especially if it is your job and it's live stream.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's different where, you actually have to care about the views and especially if you're monetized, try to stretch it out to get the 2 ad rolls or mid rolls, whatever it's called.
You need the 8-minute mark and it's all that.
So with me, I'm looking at it and I'm sitting here and it's like, while I'm streaming, oh, I have Rogue Sight or I have Family Jewel. I'm ending my stream right before that. So when I start my stream where people are coming in, people are going to see that I'm doing those 2 missions. And it's a proven fact. I've heard multiple other streamers do this. They actively lose viewers because of those 2 missions. Those 2 missions are the longest 2 missions and they're back to back.
Yeah.
As much as I like Clay and his character,
Clay's great. I really do love him. Yeah.
Yeah. You had to, though, put him in one of the most hated missions inside the entire Borderlands franchise. Balex, you meet him in one of the most hated missions in the entire Borderlands franchise. You're killing these characters that are talking a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, say the Genevieve stuff. It's cool to hear it once or twice or just a casual playthrough.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, if you know that you are, say, quote unquote, bleeding viewers, it's like, can this robot who has a weird thing for a robot inside a teddy bear, can they just shut up, please? I would like to, not sit here and like, Genevieve is yelling at me now, not even Balex, just yelling at me. It's like, I get scolded all the time online. I don't need some robot in a game yelling at me, Like, I don't need this in my life.
Meanwhile, I bully Claptrap and I get yelled at for bullying Claptrap. I'm like, he's there to bully. He's annoying. He's designed to be annoying.
Yeah. I still think, though, Marcus did go a bit too hard on him at the end of Tina's DLC.
No.
Claptrap saying, I love you guys. I thought, you know what? Shout out you, Claptrap.
Fuck
but it is
Claptrap.
Funny.
I literally.
It is funny, though, everybody ganging up on him. It is funny.
100%, appreciate him. I say this with the claptrap thing behind me. I did not buy. That was from a viewer. That is that is not.
I was about to say you have him right
He
behind
he was a birthday gift from one of my viewers who I love, and so it's
you.
back there. Um, I do have to make a twerking claptrap emote now as of today because we did hit 750.
Yep, I saw that. Congratulations, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yay for the kids, for the kids. What we do for
Very,
St.
very
Jude, baby.
upset.
Um,
Yeah.
very PogChamp of me. I
Yep.
appreciate him as a face of a franchise and him and his role in the universe. And I think again, Claptastic's great. There are a lot of elements around him that I like. He's designed to be annoying and annoy me, so he annoys
Yeah.
me. And it's not like a oh, this game is ruined because of him. It's like literally I'm like you do the job well, you annoy me. And when I say that, I especially on YouTube, if I have a short or something, people will come for my throat and be like, how dare you speak to Claptrap like that? Don't you ever, like, I'll be sitting there just shooting him in the face while I'm like waiting for something to load at the beginning and the forced pacing of like restarting TVHM, or if I like do a new normal mode file and I'm like, oh god, I forgot, and I'll sit there and I just shoot him while he's talking and waiting, and I have people actually yelling at me. Like, people have come into my DMs before to be like, you don't deserve Claptrap, and I'm like, what the fuck?
So, and see that with that again, it's almost as I call it, like the Jack method, because Jack is a villain you love to hate. You love him, but you're supposed to hate him. Claptrap, he's an annoying ass robot. You're supposed to hate Jack as this, big bad villain. You're supposed to love Claptrap. Yeah, it's the fucking reverse for those two.
Yeah.
You love Jack and you hate Claptrap. I have a YouTube short that I posted where it was like, can you beat Borderlands 3 without swearing? Anybody watching this podcast just first 5 minutes in or whatever knows, nah, I can't, because I
can't
swear
either.
like a motherfucker. Well, I was like, oh yeah, like I haven't done a fresh level 1 playthrough and started this game. I wonder, right? Oh fuck, Claptrap's back. Like, and then the short ends, everything like that. And it's my most viewed short for some unknown reason, just blew up. And I got a comment saying, I don't get why Claptrap is so hated. If I hear that, like, and I responded with, I really don't hate Claptrap necessarily. I find him annoying, but I just thought it was funny to say, I don't necessarily hate Claptrap, but he's an annoying character.
Yeah.
But that is what his role is. He plays a major role, but it's the one character everybody is supposed to hate with a burning passion.
Because that's the thing,
Yeah.
all the characters around us, all of the NPCs hate Claptrap too. Like, it's a lovable kind of hate, but it's like annoying. Like, it's like he genuinely, it's having a little sibling and they annoy you. Like, you love them, but you fucking hate them. Like, it's what he's there for. And I say it every fucking time, but no one would love Jack as much if someone like Damian Clark hadn't made that role theirs. Like, there have been plenty of actors who could have done that well, but like that performance is why people love Jack. That's it. On paper, you wouldn't love him.
And like, again, the game is supposed to make you hate him. He's the biggest villain, and like that you're supposed to take down. Yeah, no. You're just like, he's like, oh yeah, these pretzels suck. I bought a diamond pony, like not a statue of a pony made out of diamonds, no, an actual pony that I put diamonds in. She's still alive, and then butt stallion.
And I love it. I love that we see that in Tales, like in the fucking bit where you can shoot her and she bleeds.
Yes. And like it's to me, I look at it, I'm just like, it's literally like the reverse. Claptrap is the first character that you meet in every Borderlands game.
Yeah.
Well, I guess besides TPS, Jack, you meet him first, but
technically, the cutscene though, we're with Athena and then Lilith and everyone.
Yeah, true. But it's still like you're supposed to think, oh, this is my Claptrap is supposed to be my friend, and then you're like, oh, I feel bad that he doesn't have any friends, but you're a robot who has an annoying ass voice. Shout out to the voice actor who's done Claptrap and both of them. Shout out to them. Excellent performances, but you're supposed to like Claptrap, but he's the opposite. You hate him. Jack, you're supposed to hate, but you love him. That's why, like, Jack goes down, in my opinion, as a lot of people's opinion, even just playing one playthrough of Borderlands 2, he's one of the best video game villains of all time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like a lot of people's opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. And then, we get the twins where I always say what?
Tread carefully here. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You're fine. I will throttle you, but continue. It's fine.
Well, I will always say I don't think that you should have fought Troy and Tyrene alone. I still always think that it should have been a together boss fight.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I just always thought that. And I also say, if it was never a together boss fight Tyrene as Tyrene.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuse her with the destroyer.
But she's so hot.
Look, I'm all down for hentai Tyrene. I'm all down for her.
Let her live her dream. She wanted to eat a monster, and she did.
Exactly. And like I love my friend's reaction to it. My friend got Borderlands 3 when it was on sale, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm finally playing it." He texts me, "Why the fuck is the dumb purple eye thing from Borderlands 1 back?" And I went, "I wish I could tell you. I don't know why the Destroyer's back, but it just is. Why did it have to infuse with Hot Lady?" I went, "I don't."
Shout out to your friend for calling Tyrene Hot Lady. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. I was like, I agree. I don't know why, but you know what? Like, mechanically wise, that boss fight, it's annoying, but it's a challenging boss fight as a beginner to Borderlands, and like, you might be underleveled, but as like also compared like to my One Life challenge runs with Tyrene, I'm able to one phaser.
Oh yeah,
because I've done it so much.
But that's true for every. I find
exactly.
It's hard for me to think of a video game where the final boss fight is the best boss fight.
True. I as much as I like Tyrene and the whole story with the twins, because on surface they're like me, an annoying streamer. But then you actually like listen to lore and they're like, "Oh, okay. They're good."
They're so deep. This cannot turn into a Calypso fucking rant, but I'm so sick of people wanting. I get people not being your cup of tea. I get whatever. I get the vibe. Here's the thing: the mark was missed. If this is what the majority of people in this, granted, I'll drag it echo chamber because so many people come up to us at cons and are like, "Oh my god, God Queen," and people hate Jack and people love the twins. I've met plenty of both kinds, where it's very much. That is what they are. However, it is not a lack of development and it's not a lack of character. Like, there's so much there, and I get why it doesn't, resonate for people. Maybe enough people don't have religious trauma or sibling issues. Or daddy issues. I don't know. Yeah. But my point is, there's so much there that if you do want to like them, if you do want to get to know them, if you do want to like figure out why they're doing what they're doing, all of that is there for it. I get if that's just not what you want to do and then they miss mark and they're annoying. Great. That's yeah. I hate Hector in Fight for Sanctuary. I think he's boring as fuck. I fucking hate him. However, I love Zarpedon. Zarpedon's really interesting for me. And so it's just, but Steel has no character. I want Steel to have a character. Steel has none. And so I appreciate the swing they took with the twins. And I really think that if the twins existed without so much of the other fan service in the story, they would shine higher, because I say all the time, I think that the issue people really want to criticize with 3 when they go to the writing, no, it's the pacing, it's the editing that I feel like they have an issue with. It's pacing, but also I feel like Typhon feels really out of place for me. Like, Typhon just kind of feels like a new story arc that they put in there to be like, this is it now, and then they shoved in, the B team, they shoved in, Penn and Teller, or Payne and Terry, excuse me, but you know what I mean, like all of these things to fill in what I call the handsome Jack size hole that they were worried about, I feel like then made everything too bloated and nothing could breathe. And the simplicity of 2 is, I think, why it resonates and why I think TPS is the best brand of the shooters structurally, because it does give us such a full arc and doesn't give us too many characters to care about.
Yeah, so I will agree with TPS. I'll say this about TPS. has, in my opinion, one of the, if not the best DLC in all of Borderlands.
Yeah.
Claptastics. Me personally, though, when I first played it, didn't like it. I still don't. I used to hate it. Like, I would always say somebody would need to pay me $500 to do a TBS playthrough.
Gasp.
Hated it.
Oh my god, someone pay me $500 to do a TBS playthrough. I like just oh my god, no one do it. I mean, it would be like the worst. Shit. No one should definitely do that right totally. Now. Yeah. Like
she's going through her hair right now, pretty much saying,
"No,
hey,
I don't.
Please,
I would never use. I really hate TPS. Don't make
like
me play it. Don't make me play TPS. Don't just send me money to play TPS.
See, you're saying that, but that's what I say, but I fucking mean it.
Oh no.
Up until I played it with mods, like the community patch and everything with Epic.
Exodus,
and then I was like, okay, I enjoy it to where I don't hate it, I tolerate it.
What did you hate about it?
A strong word. First off, I was on console. So let me set the scene for a lot of people. I came from console, and then during Borderlands 3, when Arms Race came out, that's when I switched to PC. Borderlands 2, I played it on PC for a while.
But 3 doesn't run on shitty PCs,
Yeah, exactly.
I was also console until,
Yeah, so when TPS first came out, I'm on my Xbox 360, and my favorite thing about Borderlands 2 was farming. I love doing the hunts, everything like that. And when you have so many one-time bosses...
The lack of dedicated drops and loot acquisition.
Yeah, and I went... And those one-time bosses have loot drops to them.
Talking about Meg. The trash compactor little monster that...
I think that, and then also, like, there was a, like, instructor, I think that was... Something like that. I can't remember, like...
There's just usually the couple that people get really pissed about,
Yeah, so, I'm looking at it, I was like, oh, okay, I got a Quasar, or something like that. I was like, oh, cool. I'm playing with my friends, and it's like, okay, let's all leave the game, farm it on our own, and then dupe it.
Yeah. I think you couldn't,
But my friend goes, hey, Michael. I was like, yeah, what's up? They're like, are you sitting down? It's like, yeah, I'm playing video games. Okay, cool. Yeah, the boss is not here. I was like, what? And then sure enough, I look up a video how to get this gun, and it's like, or how to get the Quasar or some shit. And it was, yeah, no, can't.
Yeah.
But it's, and then, the whole, oh, well, actually, if you have read-only for PC, so much easier. But on console, you need dashboard farm, which on Xbox 360, it was easier to dashboard farm.
Forever.
Yeah, it does definitely take forever. But then I played Exodus with Epic and everything. I had a good time. Now it's like, I still won't play it just because, like, for me, it's just not my cup of tea of a Borderlands game.
Makes sense. I mean, if you're in it for the looter shooter of it, it does make it harder by the fact that it doesn't have
exactly
the loot acquisition.
It's a looter shooter game. Oh well, yeah, it's it's a Borderlands game, right? Yeah.
You can't loot.
Yeah, you can't loot. You have to.
You have a limited shoot.
Or,
Loonshine.
Moonstone.
Loonshine.
Yeah, Loonshine grind. It's like,
or then the glitch weapons.
That? Yeah. Which the glitch weapons I loved. Those are super cool to me.
My thing with Loonshine is the same thing that's like in Dragon's Keep and stuff with the gym kind of stuff. They don't explain it to you. It's just something you have to kind of like look up and figure out.
Oh, speaking about the gemstones, did you know that it gives you damage reduction?
I fucking hate it here.
Yeah. Guess what? Mick and I did it. And we're doing the randomizer mod, and of course Mopey.
God bless Mopey.
He adds in these like purple pistol, purple assault rifle. It's like, why the fuck are you giving me gemstone items, Mopey? Like, I joked around. I was like, oh, and Mopey was in my chat. I joked around. I was like, oh, here comes another gemstone. Thanks, Mopey. Like, just joking around with him. But and then Mix is like, yeah, Mopey was in my stream saying that they give me like they give you damage reduction. I went,
So what?
why?
Because
It
Borderlands,
should
baby.
tell you.
Well, I yell about that all the time about the cards when it's like literally the red text you have to look up and like whatever. It's just like when we start getting gatekeepy about people first getting into it or using the wrong gear, I'm like, dude, these cards tell you fucking nothing. And I say this as someone who mains the fibber. Like, I under fucking stand that. Like, I just like that's a new word. I under fucking stand that. Total sidebar. Have you played Far Cry 5?
That's what Joseph Seed, right?
Yeah, it is. What's an involuntary reaction from me?
Yeah, it is. God damn.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
I found your second man crush apparently.
No,
Jesus.
I am cosplaying all the seeds. I have like half bill of except Jacob, but of John, Joseph, and Faith. The seeds and we got a thing.
So I do remember playing it. And I think I remember beating it, but I have not gone through and done a second playthrough of it.
Do you remember that there is a song that they like hypnotize you with throughout the whole game that you like don't really realize until you're in Jacob's section?
I think so.
It's called.
It's been so far.
It's cool. It's called "Only You," and it's like the brainwashing song. And so when you're going through the radio and stuff, you'll just not realize you hear in places because the game, since it's open world, you can do any of the sibling section, you know. But the way the game tries to guide you to is very John, Faith, Jacob, Joseph, right? And so when you get to Jacob's is when you realize that's like this like sleeper cell kind of like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That was Mopi's first song at his wedding dance or at his wedding first dance.
You're just sitting there like,
I literally, they're like,
these people better not be hypnotizing
no,
me. What
they
the
literally,
hell,
they were coming up because I know I've talked to him about Far Cry. Like when me, him, and Marlene and Telepath were like out drinking one day, we were talking about Far Cry 5, and like I think it was one of the ones I bonded with, whatever. But they were like, "Oh, join us for the first dance of Marlene." And I'm like, "Oh, yay!" Yeah. And we're standing there, and I hear only, and me and Telepath look at each other so fast, and I went, "Is this?" And they were like, "Yeah." You can't say anything. I'm like, I'm going to say something. I'm like, waiting, like, we're gonna go Universal soon, and I'm literally first thing gonna be like, okay, when was this decision made, and how? Like, we need to talk about this. Like,
you just go up. Yes, I have objection towards this wedding.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you playing this song?
We need to rewind back to the ceremony now. So happy for you. I'm gonna interrupt, like, real quick.
Stop playing this damn song.
I wasn't expecting the internal reaction it got from me, and I was really uncomfortable having that reaction to someone's first dance.
I'm getting that now with one thing that it's came out recently, but I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
It's come out very recently, especially with me doing like my card opening streams and my friend.
You're like into
Carter,
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, so my friend Carter and Andrew and I, as you know, all 25, 26-year-old adults, have decided that we're going to tier list every single Pokemon movie.
I want to be the
You know how often
to catch them is my real train.
Just how you started dancing.
I can't help it. It's in my soul. I'm listening, but my body's like, no, I gotta.
So
anyway,
there was we were watching one of them. I forgot which one, but we just heard one of the main antagonists go, like they say like a line, and it was like, damn, that voice sounds really fucking familiar. And I say to my buddy Andrew, I was like, fucking pause it. It's goddamn Yugi. And I went, oh my fucking, like, we just start freaking out. Last time we watched the Keldeo and Zekrom movie.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, Kira movie. First off, D tier movie. Save yourself the time. Don't fucking watch it. It's stupid. But we heard somebody's voice, and we're just like, oh my god, it's hit. Or actually, my friend Andrew and Carter's, their reaction was like, oh, it's this guy. I went, who's this guy? Like, it was just some voice actor that I didn't know. And then I realized the Pokemon Oshawott in the American anime is voiced by, if you know anything about the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, voiced by Joey Wheeler's sister, Serenity. That's the same voice actress. Another thing that threw me for a goddamn loop, she's Amy Rose from the Sonic franchise.
Really?
And it's just, yeah, and she's voicing a random Pokemon that just says Osh, a Watt, or Oshawott, or Osh.
The amount of just like, yeah, I will be playing a game, minding my own business, and then be like, every time.
And it's every single, like, also the voice actor who plays James in Pokemon.
Yeah.
He is everywhere. Like, in Pokemon, he is side characters out the ass. The person who, both voice actors who play
Ted Lewis and Eric Stewart.
I think it is.
I'm looking up.
It's because he is multiple voice actors.
Yeah, Eric Stewart is Team Rocket and Squirtle. I was saying over here. Yeah, let me pull up over here. And then what was the other one? I said Ted Lewis. Ted Lewis, where are you at? Oh, Pikachu? Let me see. Ooh, I see a Tony Stark. I see additional crew in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Jack Atlas. Let's see. Oh, Red Dead 2, yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking everywhere. And the people who voice Kaiba and Yugi in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're everywhere as well. And I'm just like, these people have range. I'm sitting here like, they're playing a 10-year-old kid, and then next time you're like, oh, hi, my name's Seno Kaiba, I only care about money, in like a deep voice. It's like, how? How do people do this?
No, that's one of my friends, Allison. She voices Jibanyan, and she's also like in the new Rugrats thing, and she's in, you know, a billion things. But like, it would be so jarring when like I was playing Outer Worlds and it was one of the DLCs, and she's talking like this. I'm like, is that Allison? Because everything else is like Jibanyan, kind of like really. I'm like, how? Every time.
It's like each time that we like hear, I think Yugi's voice actor's Dan Green, I think. Oh Lord, Dan Green is Yugi. Like I just that's a YouTube video that I pulled up, but I like there's a thumbnail, and it's just a bunch of anime characters that's voiced by Dan Green, Mewtwo from the Mewtwo movie, Knuckles, and I'm just like, a bunch of anime characters that I've seen. Also, Zangoose and Trico from Gen 3 Pokemon anime. I'm just like, first off,
yeah.
Trico is my favorite. So, of course. Also, a side tangent thing. My friends and I are convinced that Professor Oak is an immortal god and is taking over every single region. We have in our lore, and this is also how we rank the Pokemon movies as well. There's 3 things that we need to hit. 1, it pretty much seems like every Pokemon movie, besides a few, has a flying fortress of doom for some unknown reason.
Good. They deserve
2, we were watching the Giratina movie, and there's a waterfall, but it looked like the waterfall was like so long, and then it got ice beamed and it froze. We're like, oh my god, that's a water slide. So now there's water slide lore. If we see a river, that connects to the entire like
that's a slip and slide
world of Pokemon. Yeah. It's connected to that water slide that we saw in Sinnoh, and I know we're in Hoenn, but that's besides the fucking point. And then Samuel Oak being a immortal god. We say that Johto has already fallen to Samuel Oak's reign, and then Ash is just a sleeper agent for Professor Oak. We also think that Max has died more times than Ash has, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends and I, we just don't like Max, even though Gen 3 is my favorite gen. But yeah, it's those 3 categories we all need to hit.
Yeah.
Keldeo and Kyurem, no Flying Fortress of Doom, no water slide lore. We saw one river, and it was like, you could clearly tell it's not even connected to the water slide, so fuck that. And Oak was like, we don't like this gen. So they're like, yeah, it was a boring, bad movie. But yeah, this is what adults do at 8 to 10 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Don't even get me started on the absolute batshit time I've lost to D&D campaign. I am in my 30s and I'm just like sitting here making extended backstory lore. Like it's a problem. I understand.
I don't think that I could actually have a successful D&D campaign. I've tried it twice, tapped out.
Wrong
after
DM.
2 days.
Wrong DM. Were they modules? Were they like pre-written stuff, or were they like custom, kind of like homebrew?
I can't even remember.
It matters on the group and it matters on the DM for sure. Like you have to gel.
Which I know. Like I was talking to Mick about this. He said I feel like, say if I did a DM, you would feel good because we're just fucking around and everything like that. And I feel like that's. I mean,
it
like,
would be a fun DM.
Yeah, it's any role play is supposed to feel like, oh, you're allowed to fuck around and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you get me in a structured place, no, I won't have fun. I'll probably be half asleep, if not asleep.
That's why you need a DM that's the rule of cool more than anything. Like it's very
exactly. Yeah, and like especially with like the whole again tier listing thing for the Pokemon stuff, during this movie, my friend Andrew usually yells at me because I'm always a tired person. He yells at me like, "Wake the fuck up!" The motherfucker fell asleep during the movie. He's like, he woke up and nobody noticed, and then at the end he's like, "Yeah, can you like refer like from 15 minutes in all the way to like the 45-minute mark?" I was like, "Andrew, that's more than half the movie." He's like, Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was sleep talking. I don't remember any of it. I went, honestly, buddy, D tier. Shit movie.
You're talking a bit too. Last time I started play Tales, I because Telepath Roommates were like, it was new Tales. Telepath Roommates were like, oh, we haven't played it yet. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I've been needing to like go back over it. And I am so invested in just digging for shit that I literally had my iPad out and was taking handwritten notes on the iPad of random little lore things that could be a thing and this mention and what this is. And I was like making a whole like Charlie Day in front of a board kind of conspiracy theory map in episode 1 of New Tales. Like I'm a grown ass woman. I get it. I get it.
Speaking about New Tales, that's the only Borderlands game that I ever refunded.
Really?
I loved Original Tales.
Original Tales slaps. I will defend it with my life.
Yeah. And New Tales, I was watching Epic play it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, episode 1's so good." I stopped watching after episode 1, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I went down the shitter after that one." I went, "Oh great." And like I've watched gameplay, I've watched all the endings and cutscenes, all that, and I'm just like, I'm missing out on so much because Borderlands being my favorite franchise, it's like I want to play it, but I had to end my stream to refund the game, or else I would have been over. So I was like, "Hey guys, I'll be right back." So what I just did was I hit my starting soon screen, and I just ended it, and I had to type out, I had to get off the game real quick so I can do the refund so it's not above 2 hours. And a viewer of mine came in and was like, "Hey, is this true?" And I'm still like open mic, I'm talking with people.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, no, this is true." Because I knew if I switched my webcam scene, I would just be talking Vibe Moon chat.
And you wouldn't
and the game would still be in the main menu.
Yeah.
Because I'll be distracted. So I had to go like full
AFK.
Let's just start the stream over,
Yeah.
But yeah, I refunded it, and I think it was probably Epic that said this. He was like, "Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of upset that I got the game for free because I couldn't even fucking refund it." I went, "Yeah, yeah."
I
It was not a good game for at least me. I know other
I
people they did enjoy it.
I think the issue that I have with New Tales. This isn't even like a careful like, oh, I can't like whatever. It's just like how to articulate it. The original Tales, I think, was such a love letter to the franchise that
Yes.
even if you don't play those type of games, choice-based games or the walking or like anything like that, you can still enjoy it and it feels like Borderlands. And that's why I get
Mhm.
really when people are like, I'm supposed to play like a side game to like no scooter died or whatever. I'm like, yes, like you if you don't care about the story, then why would you play? But go watch it, go do something. It's a great fucking game. Like it's a
Mhm.
great story. And you're bitching about wanting like movies that are in the universe. Great, watch it like a movie. Like that's what you're
Yeah.
getting. Like it's fantastic for that. That's the type of content you're saying you want, and it is the best written. Like it is fantastic. That's why I say TBS best written the shooters. Tales is objectively the best written game. And like it's a fantastic story no matter the paths you choose. There's definitely a canon one in my head, but it's fantastic. The issue with New Tales is I feel like it got diluted for whatever reason at a point where things that they set up it falls to this Life is Strange effect where Life is Strange is one of my favorite choice based games, but I can't replay it anymore because I've replayed it too many times. And it's just so
Mhm.
obvious that it very much like it sets up so much in episode one and then follows through on none of it. Like it's very, it runs out of budget,
And
it moves
I
around.
despise those games. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And New Tales, I think it's fine. I think it's a very just middle of the road game. I definitely have my rage about it. I have things I like about it. I really like a lot of the actors in it.
Mhm.
And you know, I love the directing of it specifically more than a lot of other stuff. And I think there's some stuff it could have done well that just missed the mark for me. I think it's a perfectly fine game for people who don't play the shooter slash don't love Borderlands in the same way, and that's the issue. It doesn't feel like a game for Borderlands community, for the Borderlands like franchise. It feels like a game
Yeah.
in the Borderlands universe that people who don't play Borderlands would enjoy. And I think that's where it's probably like suffered where it became it's kind of like I always have to tell clients all the time that like if you every post is viral, nothing is viral. If everything is urgent, nothing is urgent. If it's a
Mhm.
game for everyone, it's a game for no one. And I feel like it was a game for everyone, and that was the problem.
Yeah, it was very just you get the whole again like the whole meme of guns with legs from Borderlands 3.
Yes.
You get that. Oh, it's cool. Like the Borderlands 3 fandom will like this. You get some things for Borderlands 2, get some things TPS, 1, everything like that. But if it's a mixture of everything, sometimes it's good. Like again, Pokemon is a big thing with that, to where
Yeah.
they add Pokemon from all the other gens.
Yeah.
But once that becomes available to you, it's like, oh, okay, well now I'm playing, like say the Kalos region, and I have an entire Gen 3 Hoenn region team. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not even using the Pokemon from this.
Yeah.
And then in New Tales, it was like that too, where it's like, why is like it's like yes, it has its own original story, but you're sitting there and it's like this feels very Borderlands 3 esque, and
Yeah.
then it adds in stuff that worked in 2 that probably wouldn't work now. Adds
Yeah.
in stuff from TPS in 1 that worked at its time that doesn't work now. And
Yeah.
then it tried to capture again the whole craze of Tales of the Borderlands.
Yeah.
It's it's not going to be like that, and it's something with even Borderlands 3 to where a lot of people when BL3 came out compared it to the latest Borderlands game that was out at the time, which is pre-sequel. Pre-sequel got hyped up by Gearbox, where people were like, oh, okay, another Borderlands game. And pre-sequel hyping, or Gearbox hyping it up, is different than the community hyping it up. Borderlands 3, the community hyped that game up to the point where it was not going to please you.
Yeah.
And I talk about this now. Any new game, I need to look at it. I like the new Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
Based in Japan, samurais, everything like that. Super cool. Actually, it's either based in China or Japan. I want to say it's Japan. I
Yeah.
forgot it. Somebody told me which country it's from, but I've just forgotten at this point. But samurais have always been cool to me, and it's like I can't get hyped for this game. Like I can't get as hyped as I want to because I know for a fact my level of hype is not going compared to how the game is.
Mhm.
It's like how I look at movies, anything like that. One being the Borderlands movie, where it's like I can't.
Yes, you
can't
can.
I can.
Yes, you can. This is.
But
Oh.
my biggest thing is Deadpool is my favorite movie, and along with Deadpool 2. I got
Well,
so
you're a straight
hyped
guy.
for
Of course it
Deadpool
is.
2. Yeah. I got so hyped for Deadpool 2 where I was like, I'm so happy. Oh, my hype exceeded the movie. God damn
Mhm.
it. To where like I am hyped for the Borderlands movie, but of course I'm not going into it as a super hardcore fan. Even with Deadpool, my big comic book people, I
No,
go,
y'all are
no.
fucking cowards. Y'all are goddamn fucking cowards. Normally, I'm so diplomatic about this. I'm an X-Men fan. I went in fucking cosplay to the Dark Phoenix premiere. Do you know how much that movie fucking sucked? And I still went in cosplay. I had a migraine.
never
I got a
watched it.
migraine. I got a literal migraine aura. It was a midnight showing. So literally everything was closed. And I'm sitting there and I see, like, I get my visual aura. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good. And then because I was in cosplay, I didn't have my bag with me that had all my shit in it. I was like, motherfucker, because I was a Mystique cosplay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And so I literally get up and I go out to the concession stand where everyone's closing up. And I used to work in a theater. And so I know there's still people kind of back there. And I'm going around, I'm like, do you have, I was like, I just got, and I'm in full ass Mystique cosplay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got my migraine aura and I like, and this is Heart of Hollywood. This is like Sunset Boulevard kind of like shit. This is like, we were very few and far between anyone who dressed up for this. It was a lot of people there for like opening showings at ArcLight kind of thing. And I was just like, do you have like in your first aid kit some like Advil or like something like that in the back? Because I don't have anything on me and I have another hour and a half of this fucking movie. And literally comes back because they'd already taken the nozzles off all the soda stuff and like whatever. And he manages to like find them like whatever, go around supervisor, get me this fucking Diet Coke. He can't charge me for anything because everything's closed and we're like bartering and like they're all coming out giving me these little packets of ibuprofen that they're trying to find. And I'm like taking it there. I'm like, cool, thanks. I go back in the theater and sit through that movie blind for over half of it because I didn't have enough meds in me. But I'm sitting there going like, okay, I can't look at the flashing lights. I can't see the screen. I'm seeing Magneto fighting, who's the love of my life, and I like can't sit through it. And I still sat through that whole movie, and that movie still sucked. And I still left going like, yeah, I do that again. Like I'm just
that is how I am going to be with Borderlands movie. But with me, I get overly hyped about things, and I get pissed off at myself for doing it. I need to lower my hypeness.
You know what? I think this is, I don't know if it's a guy thing. I don't want to like gender it. I don't know what it is, but like I remember vividly one of my best friends growing up, me and him like played, you know, all the games like we did, like we were just bros, right? And he came with me to New York on a whim for New Year's with a bunch of friends where we had no money and absolutely shouldn't have gone and we're underage and went to New York and what we did, right? And we were very stages of not completely sober in in a very fancy hotel in New York, and we're laying there and I'm literally like laying like on top of him on the floor, like in a completely platonic way. Like we're just like sitting there talking. And he says something about like life and I forget how we even got on it. And Keith, shout out to you because I remember this vividly. This was fucking 10 years ago. And I remember this vividly. Everyone was talking and he was like, it's just hard to like get excited about things. I'm like, why? And he's like, because then you can be disappointed. So it's easier to just like not get excited and like timber that because then it's like you won't be disappointed. And I was like, Keith Griffin, you know that face you had when you saw the snow outside? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, we need that snow face. You need that snow face. Give me that snow. Like, I was just so passionate about like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And then like Vocal not too long ago, we were talking. It was right before Phantom Liberty really started having the marketing hype. And so it was when I was excited for Phantom Liberty and I was getting people to play Cyberpunk and like the new, you know, like fixed Cyberpunk kind of stuff. Yeah. And I fucking love Cyberpunk. And I was like, I'm so excited for this DLC. Here's the plot of it. It's what I want from games when they say they're giving me a DLC that actually feels like an expansion of the game rather than like, here's a random side quest that's not related to anything, right? And so I was like, I'm so excited for this. And he was like, well, just keep expectations, you know, like managed and stuff. I'm like, why? And he's like, because then if it's like bad when it comes out, it won't be as bad. I'm like, why is that going to fix it? Like, I would rather be excited about it now and not have to physically hold myself back. I don't know how to casually like things. If I'm disappointed, great, I'm disappointed and I get over it, then it wasn't good. Like, it doesn't ruin the Cyberpunk for me. And Phantom Liberty slapped. So I was I was right. I was fucking right. And it's just, that's how I'm about the Borderlands movie, where I'm like, dude, I'm an X-Men fan. I love the X-Men CU and the garbage that puts out. I sat through the last season of Dexter and then watched the reboot. Like, I know pain. I know pain for the media I love. And with Borderlands, it's just like, no one sets out to make a bad game or a bad movie. And here I will be first person to be like, nah, I was disappointed in it. It sucks, whatever. But listen, I used to hate Twilight and now I hate watch Twilight because it's bad but fun. And I'm just like, if you want the content for something, it's there. Like, I am so much like, if I manage to get to that premiere, I'll go in full Jack cosplay. I'll go in full I don't care. I'll be a crazy person and go, or I'll be sitting here in LA, like very first showing, just shoving my face with popcorn with a claptrap popcorn bucket because I'm excited. And if it's bad, who fucking cares? It's bad. And then everyone will laugh and be like, oh, Kevin Hart, and move on. Or it will be fun and just fill in that void. Like, people are so afraid to be disappointed by a movie about a video game. Get over yourself. Get over all of ourselves. Fuck us. Like, fuck gamers, man. We suck.
We do. We're very, I guess, critical of things.
We
like,
are.
For me, the whole like overhypeness is, I think it's me personally about that, to where I get overhyped on so many things.
Yeah.
And then it's like the act of, oh, I'm really happy. God damn it. I like it's the whole, like, I guess, gambler in me.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. Oh, big slot machine.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you and I at Vegas.
Yeah, 100%.
Big slot machine. We're playing that damn Buffalo game.
The damn Buffalo game. I can't
I'm just like,
walk away from the Buffalo game.
Fuck, give me a hit. And it's like, now, mind you, that's everybody's gonna be like, oh, he's addicted to gambling.
No, you guys don't understand. This Buffalo game, I will literally go back to Vegas to go find this Buffalo game to sit here and play. We are gonna win this Buffalo game. We're gonna fucking do it.
And then even like after you left, I was still playing it.
I can't walk away from it. If I had money, it never would have ended. And it never would have fucking ended.
I remember because you were like, I want to play. I was like, oh, you're a gambler? You're like,
yeah.
I was like, here's the money.
No, you literally handed me money. I'm like, I can't do this because I'm gonna sit here and fucking lose my life.
Do it.
No, literally, you made me gamble. If I had any money with me, that TwitchCon, my God, if I had like, here's my gambling budget, I would have spent it all on that fucking Buffalo machine. That we would have been Buffalo machine hopping because my brain decided that was the machine that I had to prove. I was too stubborn at that point. Exactly. I was like, no, that's the one that's gonna pay out.
I think like that's where, because I have that instinct in me where I'm just in there like,
yeah,
okay, let's go. It's like that dopamine hit, you know, like where you're
for sure. And I get that chasing.
Yeah.
I get the chasing the dopamine. I really do. And I think it's just the rage for me because it's like I get it from like Christmases now as an adult and like the ADHD kind of shit where I'm just kind of like, this day has so much expectations and I always just kind of feel sad. And it's like it's just kind of like I have a weird relationship with like it's holidays now, right? That it's just like all this built up. Things like media release feels different because it's like I remember watching The Last of Us. I was so fucking hyped for it, and that first episode dropped, and I was fucking sobbing. Like I just let it be what it was, and it absolutely met and exceeded every expectation I had for it.
Yeah, and see that I think like maybe me saying like for the Borderlands movie like being overhyped. I think it's like I don't want to set a expectation for this movie. I want to go into it.
Yeah,
it's a movie. And if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. You know?
Yeah.
Where it's
I can get that.
In my head, though, I'm just like, this is my favorite gaming franchise. This is my favorite game. I need to like it.
Can I give a hot take? Can I give a hot take?
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be wrong about it. If it comes out and it's not good, people are embarrassed for the concept if they were hyping it up. And especially in such a niche community and such a tight-knit community at that point. They're embarrassed to be the people like me who are absolutely very vocally like, y'all are wrong, this is gonna be fun. And
Yeah.
then if it's bad, then everyone has to do it. Like, I even know I called K6 out about this at St. Jude when I was like, you and your fucking, I'm cautiously optimistic, like, video about shit. Like, make a fucking opinion, make a statement. Like, I'm excited for, I get it. I am also cautiously optimistic, but I'm not cautious about what I've said. And that's the thing. People think it's a gotcha. They come in and they're just like, okay, well, like, the movie's gonna suck and like, shill, whatever. I'm like, I'm getting paid $0 for this, but let me tell you right now, I will be the first to go, I was disappointed if I was disappointed. However, as someone who wants to make movies with my life and wants to make games and do shit like that, I may have a different scope of looking at it and what I'm going in.
Yeah.
Like, I had to learn adaptation a long time ago and remove that. Like, I'm still have people in my mentions on Twitter being, oh, so I guess this is after Borderlands 5 because why are these people all in the same place together? I'm like, it's in its own fucking universe. We've gone over this.
Also, hey, sorry, spoiler alert to anybody listening to this podcast. Roland's fucking dead.
Roland's dead. Scooter's dead. Maya's not in it. Get over it. Like, I just, like, I don't fucking, people. My point is, I'm excited. I'm excited for Borderlands 4 whenever they fucking announce it, because we're all just saying like it's a sure thing, but whenever they fucking announce it, I'm fucking excited for it. And you know what? I hope they wait till the last minute to fucking announce it. I hope it's like a tight cycle like BL3, because I don't trust people, like, especially for leaks and like all this shit. Like, leaks actively hurt your favorite games. They do, which is why I don't like talking about them, because it genuinely hurts every part of the development process with that. And there's something we can do out loud, be mad about, to change that in that moment. Like, I want it, get the time in the oven, go bake, go do that, and announce when you are ready to announce, because this fandom is going to be cutthroat and I'm excited for it, and I will be vocally excited for it. And if there's something that I think doesn't look good, you know, I have no problem saying that. Yeah. But that's my fucking opinion. If you made a game that I exactly want, it wouldn't be a game for the Borderlands community.
Exactly.
Because we can keep yelling forever, and we can continue to do that. And you should come back and do it, especially with Frost, but we should just keep yelling. Yeah. Time capsule games, because we've been all over the place. I'm assuming Pokemon's going to be on there. You had to pick 5 best games, whatever that means to you, and put them in like a time capsule and be like, these are video games. Let's put this in a museum. Let's give this to my great-grandchildren, whatever it is. What would those 5 games be?
Borderlands 2, of course. Or if I could cheat, the entire Borderlands series, but
I'll let you cheat.
Okay, so Borderlands series. For Pokemon, it would be Pokemon Emerald or Pokemon Platinum.
Okay.
Just because the Battle Frontier is something that I've always loved. And then I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
That makes sense for you, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So, main reason why I say Global Offensive and not 2 is because 2 is still cooking, and I'm giving Valve the proper time. Valve, if you ever listen to this, by the way, fix the fucking goddamn game.
Valve, I love you. Portal's my life.
Then, 4 and 5 are always hard because they're interchangeable. 4, I would definitely, but no, it'll definitely get interchangeable. It's not really if you allow me to cheat again, it's not really a video game.
Okay.
It's a card game.
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. I can, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, again, just like Pokemon, huge fan of. And then 5, just because this game has a special place in my heart, is the Rockstar game known as Smuggler's Run on the PS2.
I'm obsessed with that answer. I'm fucking obsessed with that answer. I still have my massive wheel PS2 games here.
Matt, the main reason why is because that was the first game that I remember playing on the PS2 with my dad. And if, like, in the 6th game, close second would be Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Fuck yes, baby. Yep, yes.
I'm also a huge Star Wars fan.
Fuck yeah. Not Knights of the Old Republic, Battlefront 2?
I never really played Knights of the Old Republic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I've watched gameplay. Okay. I've watched cutscenes, all of that. I understand that it's an amazing game, but I have never, like, fully beat it. I've played it here and there, but yeah, just never have beaten it.
You want to know the most embarrassing, or that, you know what? That's That's a hefty statement. I don't think this would be remotely the most embarrassing Star Wars fact about me, but one of the most embarrassing Star Wars facts about me, because I was that child, specifically that teenager. I wore the only PlayStation disc that I wore out so much that it's literally unusable now. I've had to replace some based on just like losing through the years, or like they were always in the thing or whatever. The one that literally I cried as an adult a couple years ago when I went to play it and I realized it was just so worn out that I couldn't, was Revenge of the Sith. The video game. The video game to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
The whole like the battle royale-ish thing that they had in there, but also like I bought it when the movie was still in theaters, and it was the way I could like watch clips from the movie too while I was playing it, because they had the little clips in there. But I just remember going through everything with Count Dooku at the beginning was just like the gameplay of that, the lightsaber play, but then being able to be like some of the extended universe characters, like you could be Sarah and stuff like that in the lightsaber. I played the shit out of that game. If PlayStation tracked hours in the way they do now, oh my God, I would be horrified, because I'm on a completely different console now. It's like I had to rebuy a PS2 because one from home was literally I've had it for 20 years. And so yeah, Revenge of the Sith is probably by far my most played Star Wars game, and I own all of the Star Wars games.
So, cool little tidbit about the Star Wars games is Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
I own that on PC disc.
Fuck yeah.
And then I also own Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy.
I have Jedi Academy. Hell yeah.
Yep. And
Hell
I bought both of them on Steam. I played through Jedi Academy. Haven't played through Jedi Outcast yet.
I may still have it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games to where like those are my childhood games. Like I remember like getting home from grade school, popping into the old family computer, fucking Star Wars Battlefront 1 on Geonosis.
Hell
just
yeah.
sitting at the command station waiting until I can like play as Mace Windu or whoever it was.
Fuck yeah.
And then be like, okay, cool. Now I can go around and kill like, droids and shit. It was
so sick.
I have so many memories in that. That's why like Smuggler's Run and Battlefront 2 could definitely be interchangeable, but also again Battlefront 1 just because I have a lot of memories in that as well.
I understand. I fully understand.
Yep.
Star Wars, man. Star Wars. I can't get on Star Wars right. We're never gonna shut up, and it's fucking late. Anything you want to plug, where people can find you, things you want to apologize for, or anything like that, brag about. Drop your digits,
That's a very loaded question, because as the sex symbol of the Borderlands community, I am single, so here's my phone number. No,
here's your body count.
Yeah. So yeah, to find me, bzk25 on Twitch, at bzk25 on Twitter. Shout out to Philip Chua on YouTube for taking at bzk25. You're an amazing person. Love you. Shout out to Blastbone with BZK, and also shout out to BZK as well, the Fortnite YouTuber, which is also Blastbone with BZK. Shout out to you, amazing person. So yeah, for YouTube at bzzk, because
that's not confusing at all.
People to go to. Yeah, exactly.
The links will be in the description. The links will be in the description.
Yeah, or just type in BZK. But yeah, we got a few more DLCs ranking videos coming up, and then also a few sex symbol videos, such as the Big Suck video, and then also why Eden 6 is the best map ever.
So for rage bait content in Borderlands, BZZZZZZK on YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, also to shout out McQuagle.
Ayo, you're a bitch, McQuagle. Sorry. I love you. I couldn't. It was just from my soul. Yeah. It was from my soul. I'm sorry.
Shout out him for talking about a challenge run with me, the 25x least deaths wins loot randomizer. Shout out that video is doing amazing. Thank you again for allowing me to be on that, Mick. And also shout out you again for making me do 25x loot randomizer One Life. Appreciate it. Love you.
I also love so much enriching your life.
Yeah, it doesn't enrich. It takes years off of it because I rage at Borderlands 2, a game that's been out for over a decade.
Me with Bloodwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I hope to see everybody who's watched this say, hey, you're not an asshole, surprisingly, according to most of your videos. It's like, no shit. I'm a very chill person when it comes to actual
He's a good
real
noodle.
life time.
He's a good noodle. I'm co-signing this. Underneath this raw sex appeal, good noodle.